All right, here we go. So, the first thing I have to tell you is I don't even video my kids because I hate watching videos of myself. This new video phone thing sucks, and I'll never do it. But I'll do this because I love Bitcoin. It's important to me, and I think it's important to you guys. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to set a stop loss because November is going to be this month where everything's going to take off. And the last thing you want is to see your $1,000 turn into $7,000. And then when you go to bed that night, wake up and it's $500. So basically what a stop loss is we're going to follow the price up and it will automatically trigger a sale. And that sale will sell no matter what time of day it is, even if you're not logged into your computer. It's pretty easy. So we'll start. We'll start with a couple quick things first. Obviously, Bitcoin is down. We know it's going to take off this month of November. It's at 60,811 at the time of this. But like I said, this is it. This is Thanksgiving for Bitcoin. Christmas is coming. We're as close as it gets. You hear me talk about this a lot. This is the Bitcoin weekly uh, log growth curve. You ever wonder how I get these top estimates of what Bitcoin's going to be worth? This is it. Right now, this is day one of the weekly candle. It's November 1st, and we are right at that 763 resistant line. That's at $68,000. Once we punch through that, which is going to be in the next, 3 to 10 days, we're going to keep going up. We're going to hit $98,000 roughly by the end of November. Um, so these are our candles. They display the price variations through the month of whatever coin we're following, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or anything else. This just happens to be the Bitcoin candle for this month right here. It's small because there hasn't been much of a price fluctuation today. We're consolidating before we go up. But if you look, this whole thing is going to be over sometime between the end of November and January. But every month it goes on, it gets a little higher. So if we scroll back here, and it's a little hard to do to see this, but I'll see if we can do it for you. Go backwards. This is the last bull run. This is in 2018, and this is when Bitcoin hit the $20,000 mark right up here, just below 20,000 on this chart. Every chart varies just a little bit. And we are doing exactly the same thing that we did back then. Now, this is that top 100% line I always talk about. This is that 50% line, and this is a zero. So ideally, what you want to do is, some of us were fortunate enough to buy in down here when it was $3,200. That was an amazing, amazing deal when Bitcoin maxes out here. So the way we find out our top is right now we're in November. The candle's going to come up and then December. So that means our market top is going to be somewhere between 136. If it goes into December, it's going to be 139. And if it gets into Q1 of next year, it's going to be anywhere between 143 as high as 150. Some people are saying higher than that. It is possible because it does go above this line sometimes. If it does, it's quick. So that's why we need to figure out how to trigger these sales, even if we're not actually sitting in front of our computer. Basically, that's your Bitcoin log growth curve. This is the same thing, but Ethereum. If you look at the Ethereum, Ethereum is at that right at that 7 line too. It's about to bust out. I mean, this chart it's just it's probably a bull flag. It's about to bust out of that bull flag, and when it does, it's going to skyrocket. We all know it's going to hit a minimum of $10,000. Could go as high as 20. I personally, I'd love to see 10. I'd be happy with 13. I'd be ecstatic with 15. And boy, if it hits $20,000, it'll be a great year for me. Moving on from that, we'll go to this is a really interesting chart. And this is something that I can do a video if you want on how to make this chart, but this is how to buy and sell Bitcoin or ICP or Ethereum or Scale or anything you want. So sometimes I'll say, hey, maybe it's a good time to buy this. This is what I'm looking at here, this chart. And basically what we have is you've got your whatever your coin is, it happens to be up here. If you look at this corner up here, it's the Bitcoin to US dollar chart, and we're on the weekly. Now, if anybody wants to follow these charts and use the same thing, it's on a site called tradingview.com. Make a free account. You can make this yourself, and then you'll know when to buy and trade, and it's really easy. So having on Bitcoin, once you log on to that, you're going to set this. This is called your EMA, and it's called the 29-day, the exponential moving average. And there's three things to look for. Okay, so you have your EMA on top. The second one down here is called the RSI. And this third one down here is called the stochastic RSI. Each one means different things, okay? We'll get into that later, but a real quick summary of what this chart does. If you want to buy something, you make sure whatever you're buying, these candles are below this 29-day EMA here. And then on this RSI, you've got this red line down here, which is at 45. This green line has to be below that. And these two lines here, this is the stochastic RSI, they've got to be below the 20 line. When all those are below, it's a great time to buy anything. And just the opposite. When they're above, all three, the yellow line here, and above this yellow line, it's a great time to sell. It may not be max profits, but it's definitely going to be, better than it was when you bought it. And what's great about this chart is you can go over here, you can change this, and you can make it anything you want. Here's your Ethereum. Go down to US dollar. There's the same chart. Looks good. It's close. It's starting to go up, but it's not a sell signal yet. It's got to be above this on all three of these. And then once it goes up, if you look back here in history, it goes way above sometimes. And the further you go backwards, the higher your profit's going to be. We'll plug in one more. We'll say we'll do scale. Scale compared to the US dollar. It's in the middle. It's about to bust out. This is another one that I really like. I think it has a lot of potential. I mean, look back here. Look back here. Look at how high that is. We hit over $1 with scale. It's at 32 cents right now. That's 70% on your money. Or that's actually not 70%. I'm sorry. That's 200%. Every one you buy for 30 cents, you're going to make 90. That's 60 cents in return. This is just a great one to use. If you want, I'll do a video on it, but we'll move on because we're here because we want to know how to set up that stop loss. So you're going to go to your search engine. You're going to want to go to what's called Pro Coinbase, and everybody should have made these accounts up. If you haven't made these accounts or you need help, I keep offering to help people, but I think people are just afraid to talk in that group. Don't be. I mean, we're all here for the same reason. We want to make money. Nobody wants to grow old working. It's really easy. And I'll sit down. If you don't want to talk in the group, I'll sit down one-on-one with you. It's not difficult to set this up. And as a matter of fact, once you go to this site and you log in, it's going to create the login. It's going to be the same as your regular Coinbase app on your phone. Okay. This is what it looks like. It's a little scary. It's a little intimidating, but there's really not a lot to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up here and set for XLM as default. Let's take it right down here to Bitcoin, okay? Actually, let's go to ICP because I have some ICP in here. All right. Now, if you look, this is our option bar, okay? This is where we're going to buy and sell. And what's nice about this is you pick your price. Now, if you buy $100 of Bitcoin on your Coinbase app and Bitcoin is $60,000, Coinbase is probably going to buy that at $60,010. They're not going to get you the best price. Here, you can pick exactly what you want as a price, and it's easy to do, okay? This is called an order book. People place orders. When we're doing this, after we do it, we'll place an order. That's how we get the price we want. So let's just jump right in so we can get this video over because I'm already embarrassed enough. Okay, so we've got a few things here. We got stop, market, and we got limit. Okay, we'll do selling today. So what you're going to want to do, in this account, I've got 200 ICP. I want to sell it. Okay. Now, if I go to market and I hit this place sell order, it's going to sell it over here at whatever the current price is, roughly, because there's not a market order available. It's going to give me the next best one. So if you look, the price right now is 45.72 for each coin of ICP. If I sell it, all the market orders might be taking 45.72. It might say, well, we're going to have to sell that at 44.90. So I'm losing money. So don't ever do the market buys because you're throwing your money away. Take your time, figure out where your lows are, set what you want to buy, and go from there. Okay, so let's just never touch the market. And I'm going to tell you, when you set these up, you want to make sure you double check. And because if you miss a zero, it'll trigger a sale instantly and you'll be out a lot of money. Okay, so let's start with limit. Okay, limit is fairly easy. What you want to do is, down here's your limit price. So right now it's 45.70 per ICP. So I want to be greedy. I want to sell my ICP at $100. Now I put $100 in this bottom line, and I'm going to sell. I've got 200 ICP in this account. I want to sell. I could sell max, or I'm like, I'll take a chance. Carmen's talking to me all the time. Carmen's like, hey, don't always be selling everything. Sometimes it's good to just do half a case of drops. And he's right. Don't be greedy. So I'm just going to sell 100 of my ICP. So if I sell 100 of my ICP at $100, it's going to cost me $25, but that's okay because I'm going to make almost 10 grand on it. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to place this sell order. I know it's not going to trigger because it's only $45, and the only way it's going to sell is if the market shoots up and it turns into a $100 coin in the next 2 minutes, and I'm not worried about that happening. And if it does, well, I just made a lot of money. So I'm going to place that sell order, and it's successful. It's going to go over here to this open order book, and now on this market book, you can't find it, but I have an open market order to sell 100 ICP at $100 per coin. How much is filled right now? None. Now this order it'll sit here for a day. It'll sit here for a week. It'll sit here for a year. If ICP never ever hits $100, it'll sit there for eternity. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So that's a good way to buy and sell. You can do the opposite. You can say, I think I'm going to deposit $100 in cash tonight, and I think ICP, it's at $45 now. I think I'm going to be able to buy it tonight at $41. Okay, so you can type in 41 down here, but you click your buy trigger first. So now you're on a buy. I'm going to buy this at $41. You put in $41, and I don't have the cash in there. I only have 8 cents in there in actual cash. You hit the max. I'm going to get 0.002 ICP at that. I place that order. Now, that order won't trigger unless ICP goes down below 41.01, and then it will trigger. And then I will wake up and I'll have the $41. I will have bought my 0.002 at $41. Okay, that's a great way if you just want to keep buying things. I love buying things from here instead of on the Coinbase app because you get it for a better price. And, you wake up and you see Cardano's $2. You put $100 in cash in your pro account, and you're like, I'm going to try to buy it at 99. At night, it tends to, or I'm going to buy it at 199. At night, it tends to drop down, and then around 4 in the morning, when the Asia markets open up, it kind of starts to go up early before you even wake up. So this is a great way to buy or sell whatever you want to do, and you don't have to be there. I can turn my computer off, and this sale is going to stay in the books until it triggers, or until it doesn't trigger. Okay, now I keep talking about stop losses, and that's why we're here today. So at this point, I'm assuming everybody has crypto. Everybody in this group has crypto, and we want to continue to make money off of crypto, so we want the best possible sale. So we're going to click sell because we want to sell our crypto. I've got my ICP. I want to sell my ICP at a great price. I want to sell my ICP at $500 because that's going to make me a ton of money. So I'm going to click my sell, And then I'm going to click stop for a stop loss. And it's a little intimidating because it looks like a bunch of extra boxes pop up here. Okay. It's not. Okay. So like I said, I want to sell this at $500. Now, what happens here is if you look at these boxes, you've got what's called the stop price, you've got what's called the amount, and you've got the limit price. So what's the difference, right? There isn't, except because it's a stop loss, the sale has to be triggered. So what you're going to do is, if I want to sell for $500, your stop price is always going to be a little bit higher than your limit price. So I'm going to say I want to start that transaction at $501, knowing that I want to sell it at $500 each. So when I come down to my limit price down here, since my bottom dollar price is 500, I'll put the 500 in there. And you can do this up to $10, $5, $1. I could even say I want to sell it at $500. Oops, 50,000 would be nice. But I can set it for $500. And if I want to be really greedy, I can make that sale trigger at $500 in 1 cent. So, and I'm not going to lie, when I set these things, I usually set them pretty close. They're only a couple cents off because I want what I want. And then I can sell 100 ICP at this. I can sell max ICP at this. I can sell 10 ICP at this. And I'll get whatever price I want. That's a stop loss. And the idea behind a stop loss is just so we don't lose our money. So let me go back to my first chart here this is the live ticker of Bitcoin. I spent a lot of time in front of this. Look at this, and it's $60,637. Now, I know Bitcoin is going to go to $120,000 in the next 1 to 3 months. So I'm gonna play it crazy, and I'm gonna get a loan for $60,000. Not really. I'm gonna get a loan for $60,000, and I'm gonna buy into Bitcoin. But I don't want to have to repay that loan back, and I don't want to be screwed. So the second I buy in at $60,000, I'm going to set a stop loss at $57,000. So no matter what, I'll at least get that $57,000 back and be out of the market. That's one way to look at it. Another is at $60,000, I'll buy my Bitcoin and I'll watch it go up. I'll watch it go to today, 61,238, and then this week it'll go to 70, and next week it'll go to, in theory, it'll go to 75, and then it'll go to 80, and I'll continue to watch it. Now, once it gets up, say $75,000, $80,000, well, I'm going to make 20 grand if I have one Bitcoin. So I'm going to set that stop loss at say $75,000. So if while I'm sleeping, it goes back down to 60, I'll make the 15 and get out of this with cash in my pocket. 90% of all people who own crypto are so worried about getting that top price, they don't set stop losses. And every time the price drops, they think to themselves, it's going to go back, it's going to go back. And it continues to go down. And they find themselves stuck with what they bought it for, or even less. And that's not what we want. We all want to be in this group because we want to help each other and we all want to make money. So let's do this. And I'm going to tell you that as we go through this thing together, I'm going to continue to tell you set stop losses. I can't give financial advice because I get myself in trouble, but I can tell you what I think is a good idea. I look at my Ethereum right now and I see Ethereum is it's $4,290. I mean, we got red candles here, but boy, they're bouncing right off that resistance line. They're going to go through this week. They're definitely going to go through this week. And then once they go through, boy, they're going to shoot up fast. So say it does shoot up in the next 2 weeks to $5,600. Well, maybe I'll set a stop loss for $5,000. So from 42 up to we'll say 60, I set a stop loss for half that. Well, I'm going to get out making that money. You got to take advantage of these. So like right here, if you bought Ethereum at $2,800, and when it hit here about $4,200, if you would have set your stop loss, down in here, you're protected. So, at 3,866, you're still going to make, you're going to make $1,000 in each one of those Ethereum, and you got out with your profits. And that's the whole idea. Sure. I mean, who doesn't want Ethereum to hit this top line, which is what it's going to hit? It's going to shoot up to $10,000 up in here somewhere. Yeah, I want $10,000 too. I want the most. If Ethereum is $10,001 for 1 second, I want to make that sale $10,001. But realistically, what do I sell it at? I'll sell it at $9,020 because I don't want to take a chance that it shoots up. And here's a great example right here. They will drop fast. Just this candle right here. And this candle, this is a day candle. That candle went from, the peak of that candle is just under $4,000. And it dropped down to $3,000. Almost $1,000 in one day. You can make this shorter. You can make this longer. You got to get out while the getting's good. I mean, and since we got the chart here, let's shrink her up a little bit. And let's look what's going on with this. Look at this pattern that we've got here. This is our all-time high, well, at least it was the other day. And that's what we're doing. We are just trying to break out of that resistance line. Once we go, we're going to here minimum. We're going to another $1,000. We're going to 56.84. And that's not, if you look at history, we go backwards. That next line is not a hard resistance line to get through. Sometimes this program is a pain in the ass. I also have, a plan, and my plan is buy down here. I mean, wouldn't you guys have loved me if I said, well, look at this candle here? If I would have said, let's all buy Ethereum today, $89, knowing that 18 months it's going to be $10,000. Yeah, you're welcome. But that's what's so great about crypto is crypto gives guys like us the opportunity to make money, and never in history has there been such an opportunity for just the common man to make money. And it's chart reading. It's the same thing over and over. These charts, these are algorithms. They repeat themselves over and over. You look at the history of all these different coins, and it doesn't change. It's up and down, and they're 4-year trends. It's an amazing thing. It's a technology that's not going to go anywhere, and I think everyone in here is excited about it. We all want to make money. We all want what's best for our families. And we don't want to be stuck working shit jobs the rest of our life. Most of us in this group are pretty fortunate. But even though we do pretty well, we deal with a lot of bullshit. So back to the stop loss. That's how to set your stop loss. Remember, the key things to remember in this, your stop price triggers your sale. Your limit price is the sale. Okay? They've got to be different. They can't be the same. They've got to be at least that 1 cent off, or even 1,000%. But they have to be different. Take a picture of this, make it easy, and I'm going to tell you one last time. When you're setting these up, you have these two prices, the fee and total. Confirm them, because I want to sell. This is a great example. I want to sell my ICP at $500, okay? And I want to sell all of it for $500. And I don't realize, $500 here, that's $100,000. Wow, that'd be awesome, But, whoops, typo, $50. That's a big difference. Or say I didn't even hit zero, $5. I'm going to lose a ton of money. So just make sure your ICP or your coin that you're selling and your US dollar amount is always right. Because if you trigger that sale right there at $5, it will trigger instantly because ICP is so far ahead of that. Whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Scale, or anything else, you need to make sure that these numbers are right. Confirm with this bottom to make sure that's the price you want. If it's not, or you have trouble, then walk away from it and call me or text me. I'm here because as I've gotten older in my life, I've been such a horrible person that I want to help make other people have better lives. And it just, I guess it's my penance. But one more thing about the stop loss, it's gonna, when you do, I set the limit. So if I was to set this sell price now, I'm gonna hit it. It's automatically there. There it is. Sell 200 ICP at $500. That's what it looks like. Now, if I set the stop, it's gonna look a little bit different when I set it up here. Oh, my computer froze. There it goes. So let's say the $500 again. This one's got to be a little higher, so 500.01. I'm going to sell it all. Now, it's going to look a little different when you hit this place sell order, okay? It's going to ask you, it's going to say, this order may not fill immediately when executed. Are you sure you'd like to continue? It's not going to fill immediately because it's going to try to push that market sale through. Your market sale is actually the limit price. That's your $500. That's where it's going to go. The stop price here is, it will try to get it to you, but if not enough people have the orders, it's not going to go through. So yeah, you don't have a choice. You're going to say place order anyway. And then down here, we'll cancel this one so you're not looking at it. It's going to say active. So you've got an active market stop loss order on the books. It's going to say stop at $500 or whatever your price is. It's going to tell you how big it is. Nothing's been filled out of that. I wish it would fill instantly right now at that price. I'd take everybody to dinner. And that's the price I want. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but you know what? You never know. That's it. Screenshot that. I'd say rewatch a video, but I've probably been on here way too long anyway. So I'm going to say good luck. Don't be afraid to call me. And if you guys want me to do the buy-sell video, where you plug in your own coin that you like right here and you get your buy-sell indicators, I'll do it. It's really easy to set up. And if you don't understand how to set up, yeah, I'll do it for you because I love doing it. I love crypto. All right. Good luck, guys. Thanks for listening. And see you in a couple days.